Cameron, did you return your book?
Actually, I have a French book from freshman year that I've never returned.
Cameron, you know if you don't pay that off, you will never graduate.
But, like, I never get a paper about it, so I think they just don't know.
Well, now they do, because we're in front of the library and they can hear us.
I don't think anyone's listening.
Well, you better hope, because now the whole world knows that you're a thief.
I'm a thief.
You're going to have to go to youth court.
Youth court?
You know, like the system we have in place here where the students make the disciplinary action for other students.
That actually makes, like, a lot of sense, because they're, like, peers. They could, like, adequately judge what they do.
Yeah, and it seems like, you know, it's a really good system, because it's not just me being like, ew, Cameron, I hate you, like, go to detention, because I would totally do that. But
Well, yeah.
there's a real system in place.
Well, maybe. Well, I don't want to go there.
Where they can, like, be attorneys and like, have, like, a, what is it called? Like a judge, not a judge. What's
A
the?
jury?
A jury.
A jury.
A jury. And there is a judge, too.
Wow,
And, like,
that's
a defense.
That's
Yeah,
fancy.
it's like a whole system.
That's spicy.
In Miss Dudley's classes, I think. And, you know, we talked to two wonderful ladies in her 5th and 6th period who get to do youth court.
Oh, we should go check that out then.
Let's go talk to them about being judges.
Hello, I'm Thaddeus PA here with the Eagle's Eye, and I'm here with Marissa and Ruby to talk about youth court. So how you guys doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. So what is youth court exactly?
Her Miss Dudley's 5th and 6th period classes, they go and they, like it's like a court for kids who do something wrong. Instead of getting like suspended, they can, they have the option to go in front of us and we can actually help them instead of just punishing them.
Okay, sounds good. So how can students join? How can they participate, or is it just strictly to open to Miss Dudley's 5th and 6th period?
It's only open to Miss Dudley's classes and the people that get in trouble.
Okay, so you guys did a training, correct?
Yeah.
So how was the training process?
They had like lawyers and judges come in and they would talk to us about what was expected of us and what we should say to the kids who came into the court.
Okay, so how was the training process for you? Because I know everybody learns different. So how did you feel about it?
Well, I learned because we were doing trials, fake ones, and that's how we learned how the process was actually going to work. And I learned by actually doing and being one of the characters in the trial.
Okay.
And that's how I learned the places.
Okay, so were the judges from the Montgomery County Courthouse, or?
Yeah.
Okay, so did they give you guys any advice? Did they open up their world to you to talk about what they do on a daily basis, or was it strictly instructing you for youth court?
No, they would give us advice not to be biased towards the people. Make sure you have an open mind, even if they are your friend or someone who you hate.
Right. So how many days was training?
It was on the block days, either Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay. So why is it important to train for something like youth court? Because it's student run. So why is it important to train for something like that?
It's important because we need to understand the basic learning or the basic structure of it, and so we won't because it's somebody's it's a person that we're dealing with.
Okay.
So
Right.
we have to understand how to deal with it, and we can't just pretend like it's nothing, because it's going to affect them one way or another.
Right. So what is Miss Dudley's role in all this?
She kind of just sits there and she'll give pointers if she needs to, and she'll help out with the mock trials and stuff.
Right. So what challenges can one face while doing a youth court?
Well, if you don't have an open mind, it could affect it.
Right. So why did you guys join this club? Well, not club, but how did you guys get into it?
Well, because we're in her classes, in her weighted honors classes, so she
Okay.
expects a lot from us, so we were put into it.
So so what is the biggest verdict, I guess, one can face in youth court?
They haven't told us yet, but we can get people to talk to their counselors or get tutored after school if they need to. There's different things.
So what issues come in play in youth court? Do you deal with fights? Do you deal with students skipping class?
Yeah,
what kind of
all of
issues
that.
do you?
Yeah, we can do.
Right.
It's just whatever they talk.
Right. So is it students primarily in your class, or do students from the outside come in and actually stand before you guys and?
It can't be nobody. It can't be from our class. It has to be from somebody outside of our classrooms. And also, the teacher doesn't expect us to be the ones to get in trouble. So most of the time, the cases are from other classes.
Okay, so how did youth court and how will youth court like teach you guys to be better overall people, I guess?
They make us understand other ways. Like if we see other people doing stuff and then like we figure out how to handle it, then we can figure out how to handle it ourselves if we're in that situation.
Right, that's great. So would you give any advice to like students in youth court?
Just to like tell their story and be honest and don't be nervous because they're in front of like their peers, so they shouldn't be nervous about anything.
Right. So as far as, like I said, everybody learns different. So what's the biggest challenge you face like doing youth court so far?
Well, sometimes it's like hard to ask the questions. You don't know what to say. So the more questions you ask, it's better so you understand the story more.
How about you?
With the question.
I said like, since everybody like learns different and operates like differently, what challenges did you face personally like doing youth court?
I guess same as her, like the questions. So we have to try to write questions and specific ones so we can get more detail from the case.
Would you say that youth court is like more hands-on, or is it more like dealing with like the mental side and like you have to be quick on your feet and you have to like know when to ask the questions or what have you? Like,
Yeah, it's more mental.
do you guys write it all like in youth court, or is it just straight, like a court case?
We have to like write what happened to them, like they're like not really punishment, but
Okay.
what it's expected of them.
So do you guys rotate the positions, right? So somebody be the prosecution, somebody be the defendant, whatever, and somebody like be the judge, right? So you guys like rotate positions, or do you guys have like your own position for like that specific day?
Well, for the mock trials, we've rotated, but I'm not really sure because we haven't started them yet.
Okay, so when does youth court officially start?
After Thanksgiving break.
Okay. So are you guys like excited about it since you've been through like the training and whatnot?
I'm a little nervous because it's something
Right.
that it's important to say
Right.
yes.
Right. Can students like sit in on the cases, or no? Is it just like kind of like a closed thing?
Yeah,
It's a close thing.
Okay. So what's been your biggest takeaway so far being in youth court?
Well, it's not like a punishment thing. It's just to help the student out so they won't keep on doing the same thing. So it's actually to help people, not to hurt them. So
Okay.
it's actually good if you get the option to go into youth court.
Okay. So it's like building on what you just said, like what good can come out of youth court? Like how can it like impact like the student or what have you? Like how can it like help them out?
Well, if we help them right, like we've helped them how to figure out how to handle things, then instead of getting in trouble again, they could take from this experience and not do it again. And then in a way we stop a bunch of problems from the future if we can do this right.
All right. So how does a case get to youth court? Like does it go straight to y'all, or does the
I think
student?
it goes through discipline, and then they can get that. Some students get the option to come in front of youth court. I think.
Oh, okay. So it's not like
It's not just
discipline is
everything.
yeah.
Yes, it goes through discipline first.
Oh, okay. Because I was wondering like how does a case like get to that point, or like because certain students get an option like you
Yeah,
were
I think
saying.
so.
Okay, so that's good. All right. So is there anything else you want to add about youth court? Like if you're excited about it, like advice, anything else?
Well, if I had the option to do youth court, like if I were a student got in trouble, I would do it because it can help.
Right. So would you do the same thing?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Well, I'm Thaddeus PA here with the Eagle's Eye. This was Marissa and Ruby, and back to our host.